Hey there. Have you thought lately about the faithfulness of God? Just really thought about it. I was reading this scripture, 2 Timothy 2:13. It says, if we are faithless, he remains faithful, for he cannot deny himself. In our walk of faith, a lot of times on this earth, we face valleys of uncertainty. We face moments of doubt. Life challenges that we face can cause us to question our commitment to God. And sometimes we may even feel like that we've let him down. But in those moments of when we are most vulnerable, we're reminded of an incredible truth: God's faithfulness. God's faithfulness is not dependent on our faithfulness. His character is constant, unwavering, and completely perfect. You know, throughout scriptures, we see God's faithfulness illustrated in countless ways. The stories of his people, all the way from Abraham up through the early church. It reveals God, and it reveals who God remains to be, true and faithful to his promises despite human shortcomings. For example, the Israelites, who repeatedly turned away from God. Yet he consistently pursued them with love and compassion. And when they cried out in their distress, what did he do? He was there. He was there ready to rescue them, restore them. That's the very nature of God. He is ever committed to his covenant, even when we fail. One of the most compelling examples of God's faithfulness is found in the life of Peter. Jesus had called Peter to be a foundational leader in the early church. But in the moment of fear, Peter denied even knowing him, and he did it 3 times. Now, imagine the weight of that betrayal being on your shoulders. But after his resurrection, what did Jesus do? He sought Peter out, asking him 3 times, "Do you love me?" And every time, he not only forgave Peter, but he also reinstated Peter, giving him a purpose and a mission. God's faithfulness is ultimately a reflection of his nature. He can't deny himself, so he cannot be unfaithful. And what that means to us is his promises are secure. His love is eternal. In this world where relationships can be fragile at best, circumstances can shift in an instant, we can take comfort in knowing that God is our unchanging anchor. His words are true. His intentions toward us are always good. So, when we realize our unfaithfulness and we think about that, it's awful tempting to dwell on shame and guilt and even live in it. But God helps us overcome that. And he helps us overcome the brokenness, pushing away all the mess and receiving restoration. His grace is sufficient for any weakness. His strength is made perfect in our failures. And this is the beauty of the gospel, that we don't have to earn his love, but it is given to us freely.